What's up, y'all? Shout out the new merch, man. It's here, it's here, it's here. Go ahead and go to thatman.store. That's thatman.store. And you can get the hand down, man down merchandise right now. Go ahead and click that, man. We appreciate y'all.
That's cool.
Welcome to another edition of the Mark Jackson Show. I'm Mark Jackson. We're on the Come and Talk to Me Network. Shout out my guys, Cam and Mace. I'm with my spectacular, dynamic co-host, Bluu. We got a special guest today, Bluu, but first let's pay some bills.
I got you, Pops. I got you. Shouts out to Underdog Fantasy. Go ahead and click the link in the description. Use the promo code MARK. They're matching the first time deposit of up to $1,000. Also, you can get a specialty pick. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And special shout out to all my medical workers, my nurses, aides, anybody that's in that field today. I want to shout out y'all, man. Pops, back to you. Handle it.
A New York City legend, one of the greatest high school basketball players, not just in New York City, but in the history. Coney Island's finest, New York legend, China legend, championships, statues, stamps, you name it, he's done it. 13-year NBA career. In my opinion, an absolute future Hall of Famer, two-time All-Star and two-time All-NBA performer. Legend, my guy, the one and only Stephon Marbury. What's up, bro?
What up, bro? Thanks for having me on. For you.
Hold on, we got to start right away. The glasses are off the charts. Talk about them. I've been seeing you doing stuff on the gram and all on the internet. Talk about your newest venture.
Well, these glasses, we created this new technology. Well, it hasn't been created. It's a technology that's been in existence, but it's a liquid crystal technology that is placed on the top of glass, and it allows you to basically go from light to dark by using a power tool that's inside of the glasses that's built in the arm of the glasses. And when you zoom in and out of the glasses, you can see the tint. It changes. We did this thinking that people on the planet will experience something completely different with this whole new style of how glasses can be utilized with AI technology, with everything that you can pretty much think of with eyewear. This can basically go into all of the different lenses from Oakley to Louis Vuitton to all different um, glasses. And for us, we're excited that that the technology is being utilized by us, but also the opportunity for it to go into other pairs of glasses and other brands eventually as time goes down.
You've done it all. Glasses, you've done sneakers, and people. Did you always have a business mind?
I always wanted to try to basically make more and build opportunities for people that look like myself, and for my family. My family is something that's important to me, and when you make it to the NBA, we all know when you get out of the hood, you taking care of your whole family. It's not enough money to help everyone. So you got to do something that's gonna try to create that wealth, that longevity for everyone, for the whole lineage. And that's what it's always been about, because it's a big family in my family. So helping people is one thing, but when you're trying to take care of people, it's a whole nother thing. So that whole ideology of teaching the kids how to fish early, like, that was what my dad taught us. That's why we did what we did, playing basketball and utilizing, going to school, going to using basketball to pay for your education. 'Cause that's basically what we did when we went to you went to St. John's, I went to Georgia-Tech. Some kids have got to pay to go to school. You know what I'm saying? And it's expensive. So for me, knowing that and being taught that from a young age, having older brothers, that put me in a position where I was making different moves and doing things completely different from the kids that were my age.
When you talk about family, I heard that your son is doing big things. Stephon Marbury is second, is now at Cal. I know you got to be
Yeah,
proud of that.
I am. I am. You know, he's redshirting this year. And it is big for him to be able to have the opportunity to play basketball there because he's been put in a position where he was still able to reach a school of that stature, to be able to have the opportunity to be a walk on and to play after dealing with COVID, not playing. Then he had surgery. So he missed almost like 3 years of basketball and he didn't really get a chance to play, but played last year and had a decent season. He didn't play well, but he played well enough to be noticed, to be able to walk on the team, to have the opportunity. He was recognized by the coaches, his work ethic. He's a great kid. So, he's a late bloomer. So him being able to be positioned and put in his position is great. And it's so funny because it was a picture of him that came out and he was like, "Dad, I didn't ask for that." And I was like, "I know, but your last name and that's what come with it." He was like, "I'm nowhere near ready where people think that I should be." I'm like, "It's okay." I said, but now people recognize you just keep working hard. This should be fuel right now. You know what I'm saying? To position yourself where, you look at, you have 5 years now to get your mind right for school, get acclimated to school. You know what I'm saying? To really grow through the process of being a collegiate athlete, being a student athlete. Now you really got to do well in school because, he does well in school, but, for him to be focused and to him to understand what the mission and the purpose is and what it is that we're doing business wise globally, why I did what I did. And now we have Hong Kong citizenship in Hong Kong. So, which is the financial sector of the planet because it's 13 hours ahead and it's connected to everywhere all over the earth. So now my son is starting to understand that. And with him going to Cal, it's like when you say that, it's open, it's an open answer for me with him because he's getting a chance to utilize being at a school that has such prestige and such sophistication. So it's great for him. He's getting basketball and he's getting the business in a great school.
I know you
So,
gave a shout out to your dad. Uh, where we're from, the fortunate side of you and I, we had both of our parents. I know how
Hmm.
incredible your mom was as a mom and as a woman, and shout out to her. But talk about the impact that your mom and dad had. We get to your brothers, but talk about your mom and dad.
I mean, those are my dad, you know, my brothers, like they they all it was it's hierarchy in my family. As Mark, my oldest brother, then Don, then my sister Marcia, then Stephanie, then Norman, then me, then Zach. And my pops, he was the leader. So when we lost him, it was a big blow, as the blow to your family with your mom. When you have these parents who love each other, people don't understand this type of love because they never seen it before, which that love transfers into their children. And then it spreads, right, amongst other people. I mean, their children, our children, then nieces, nephews, and then to other people, right? And these two people loved each other so much through all of their challenges, fights, arguments, everything that they had, mishaps, things that went on in their lives. They were together for 50 years, right? And cherished having 7 kids who came from the projects, went to college, all did things in the community, giving their time, their energy, their efforts. And to have these two parents to share this type of love is so incredible because my mom lost her mom when she was a kid, so she didn't know her mother. And my father didn't know his father. So you got two people who didn't know their parents, that didn't know one of their parents. So they both overcompensated for their children. And those are the parents that we have that made sure that a family of 7 brothers and sisters that they stayed super close and super tight. And that's why, when people see and they hear about my name, they be like, "Oh, Stephon Marbury." I'm like, "No, this started way before me." I, I like this started way before me. Like, I'm not taking no credit for that. And it's wild because people don't know. So it really comes down to like what Mike Tyson said when the old dude was like, "Oh, Mike, you work different, you work harder." And Mike said, "You think so?" And he just said, "It's just different era." So you see it different. You know what I'm saying? So you get to see so many different eras, and it's pretty dope to have parents who dedicated their lives to their children. Those are my parents.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, Steph, I'm sorry, man. I don't know if my pops even knows the level of impact that you've had just on me as a young basketball player. I was coming up and trying to put the part in the middle of my hair. I'm telling you, man, I was doing everything. I'm telling you, I was doing everything for real.
That's classic.
And I know a lot of times we talk about guys like Steph Curry changing the game, LeBron James changing the game. I don't think that you get enough credit for what you did and going and playing in the CBA and continuing to impact in the way that you have. Do you feel like you've changed the game?
I was part of it. There were people that went there before me. I think what I brought a different spirit to basketball and to their country. And I was open to learn the culture, accept the culture, love the culture, express my feelings about the culture, and was openly, my open feelings about it. Because when I went there during a time when I was depressed, down, like I was mentally ill, sick from losing my family members, from all of the stuff that I went through, basketball, losing my brand, Starbury, going down. But, during that time, it was Chinese people who helped revitalize and pick me back up. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like it was a group of a bunch of different people from a different place. Like if I was in New York, it's a melting pot. I was with mainly Chinese. I was with Chinese people. So to have that experience and to like learn something completely different, but be open to it and still keep who I am and my identity and my face and my spirit, who I am, but add was it was magical, man. I can't really express it and explain it. It's something that only God can do.
Well,
Incredible. Go ahead, Bluu.
I just want to know real quick, what was was there a culture shock going straight from America to over there?
Big time. Everything. Food, talking, the way people look, everything. It wasn't nothing the same, nothing similar. Everything was different. Even the way you go to the bathroom. Word. For real. Because they squat when they go to the bathroom. They don't. I mean, it changed. No, serious. It's better. It's even better to have a baby that way. It's not the way how women lay down to have a baby. That's for the doctor. That's not for the woman. That's for the doctor. The center of gravity pushed down is way better to go to the bathroom. But they start like that from kids, so their muscles in their bodies, just like when you see Muslims pray, because of the same that same rhythm of when you pray over and over that many times, your body and your muscles it become different. That's the same thing in China. So that's why I say that it's different. Everything is completely different from what we do. How we cook, they cook on a wok stove, right? We cook on oven, and it's different. So the way the food go in your body is different. Like people like, yo, you look. I'm like, I don't eat the same food as a lot of people. So I don't. When I put on weight, I put on weight because I'm eating a lot. I'm being greedy and I'm drinking and doing stuff like that, right? But it's not from eating clean and eating like in a clean regimen.
No, I feel that. But I guess what I want to ask also is there a difference in basketball culture as far as the way that the game is played over there?
Okay, so I put it like this because I try to explain this to people as far as like the NBA being the most, it's by far the elite. There's nothing you could do as far as like comparing the NBA with basketball players playing a game, right? Pure. But as we see, FIBA rules is completely different than NBA rules, right? Because if I'm playing FIBA rules, all I gotta do is double team. I could literally say, okay, I'm just gonna take KD out of the game, and I'm gonna give up whatever I'm gonna give up. Every time he come up the court, I'm just gonna double him, and I'm gonna keep one person on him, and then when he get the ball, I can just take him out of the game, right? You can't do that in the NBA. You're gonna get killed, right? One on one, illegal defense, so many different rules. So if you got the rules are different, it's not the same. So it's harder in China, right? So if your dad went there, right? Your dad is Action Jackson. That's what he do, right? He do all of the stuff, right? But now we play this style, and then now you gotta go where you gotta score. If they told Mark he had to score 40 points every night and get 5, 10 assists, and they want him to rebound, and they want him to play 38, 39 minutes, he gonna be like, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. How much you, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. How much y'all paying me to do that? And really want you to do that. Now, people look at it and they say, oh, but the guys are not that good. No, it has nothing to do with them being good. It's two Americans, and when it's one American on the court, it's four Chinese dudes you playing against. Okay? And you four other Chinese players you playing with. So it's not like in your brain, the typical, you just gonna go out there and you gonna play. No, it ain't like that. You gotta play with other dudes too that don't speak English maybe. Right. So now you and him, you gotta figure out how you're gonna communicate with him while you on the court, because it's all about that, right? Communication on the court. But being that basketball is a universal language, it's easy to communicate. Everybody know what defense is. Rebound. If I do that, you're gonna know rebound the basketball, right?
Yeah.
So they say it to me, Lamin Cho. If they say that Cho is ball, Cho, right? If they say Lamin Cho, like rebound the ball, if they say it real loud, like, and it's a rebound, and you know you missed the rebound, if they say it again, you're gonna remember that. You got what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
that's why I
yeah.
say it's the universal language. You may not remember it like to say it, but you'll remember if everybody's screaming out Lamin Cho, you're gonna go automatically gonna box out. You
Yeah,
got
you
what I'm
get what
saying?
they're
So it's
saying.
kind of right. It's kind of like that. So you kind of learn inside of the game like that. So when I look at the game here and I look at the game there, it's different, but it's all the same. It's just FIBA is not NBA rules. It's different.
I'm gonna ask
Different
you.
game.
I'm gonna ask you something to do something for me for the first time on the Mark Jackson show, because I'm an OG of yours. I humbly submit from New York
Hmm.
City, point guard, and all of those things. But I
Definitely.
want to say thank you to the people of China for embracing you and healing you and the love that they've shown for you. So can you
Big time.
because I can't speak Chinese, can you tell them on the Mark Jackson show that we say thank you for the love that they've shown you?
You shit. He Mark Jackson. You what you said, they know that. What you said, that's simple. That's not. That's they can feel that, and I think when people uh know stuff is real, you can tell when stuff is real. You can hear when it's real, and I can honestly say that um being able to be the bridge now to like help connect China with people from America and people from America with China, it's like the dopest thing ever because my friends in China, they're so happy that they go and learn English to be able to talk with people from China. We're not gonna go learn. Not everybody's not gonna go try to learn Chinese. That's home because it's super hard. But for them, that challenge of learning English to be able to communicate is so dope because I know that they really are like that and they really gonna go do that. If they say, I'm gonna go learn English, you'll look at it like so casually, and then 6 months later, they'll be like, so Mark, how are you doing? And then you go,
That's awesome.
and then you gonna be like, Jack. His name is gonna they'll be like, oh, I named myself Jack because you know Mark Jackson. You know Mark Jackson. His name is Mark Jackson. So I just took the name Jack, And because my name go with this, I saw I'm Jack now. So here we go. Hey, Mark, how are you doing? I'm Jack. And you'd be like, oh, your English got so good. And he'd be like, no, no, no. My English not so good yet. I'm still learning. But that'd be the start. You feel me? So when you're
Yeah.
around those type of people, you be like, yo, it's funny and it's crazy, but then they be speaking English and you still don't know how to speak Chinese fluently. You be like, yo, like how did this happen? It's crazy. But it's cool though. They appreciate. They trust me. They're super appreciative, and they know it. They know the people who really show love and happy to see because it was a transformation. Like I was in it, living in it. But I tell you, boy, when God got His hand on it, it's nothing nobody can do.
Yeah.
And when somebody was like, so you came here and they built two statues of you and um now you have this like shrine like museum. I said, hold up, man. I said, excuse me, what do you mean a shrine like? I said, this isn't a shrine like. I said, this isn't no voodoo. Nothing is going on over here that didn't go on in America. I said, the best part about being in China is I told them before I got there. Because I promised to God, I got every question from Larry Brown all the way down to what happens to the Olympics to what happened when I left Minnesota. Like literally when I first got there, and I answered everything. And I said, look, I said I'm a straight shooter, and I'm very clean and clear. I said that may have been part of my problem growing up that I said my mind what I thought. I said, but it's okay because I learned from what I said, and I thought it was the truth. I wasn't trying to create any malice, right? So I said, if you go by how you see me and you hear me and not from what someone in America wrote or what they said, him or her, I said, I promise you we'll be A-okay. We'll be good. And they were like, okay. I said, that's all I asked because I answered all of your questions. You asked me every question about what I did with this, with the Knicks. What happened here? What happened? It was like an hour and a half questions. It was like I was being questioned. I was like, yeah, that happened. I did say that. I did that. You did that. Why did you do that? Well, during that time, I was, these are some of the things I did when I was younger. I mean, what about when you was 18? What you do when you was 18? Oh, no, 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 no. I'm like, so, I'm like, you can judge me from things that I've done, but I didn't do anything that happened. Me being alive when before I got here, there were some of the same things was happening before I got here. So we're not gonna make it because I did that something that happened before I got to this earth. We're not gonna make it that big of a deal. But yes, I did do something. If I did something that nobody on the planet did, I should be crucified. Take my head. So they was looking at me like it was like, yo, you're funny, and I'm like, nah, I'm just want to make sure that everybody's on the same page moving forward because I plan on being here. I left. If you notice, I didn't. I brought my bags to China.
Yeah. Yeah.
I came to hoop. This is
Yeah.
this is real. I don't know about for y'all, but for me, this is all real. When I bounce, I bounce. I said I'm out. Peace. But it's good though. I mean, sometimes God, you don't know what He gonna do. Like my mother said, He everywhere. I said, Mom, I'm thinking about going to play ball in China. She said, China. She said, well, she thought about it for like a minute. Cause now she probably like, well, my son is this as a parent, she must have been like, damn, he's really gonna go there now. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot that had to go, but she supported me and she was like, well, God is everywhere, so you'll be all right. And that's it. She said, go.
You know
That's
what I
all she
love
said.
about it? What I love about it is you own the mistakes that you've made and the things
Mm,
you've done. I
mm,
say the media in America failed you, even though some of the things was crazy, which you can admit. But I did some
yeah.
research and things that wasn't covered. You donated $4 million. You donated $1 million to the Hurricane Katrina folks. You donated $1 million to the New York City Police Department, $1 million to the Fire Department, $1 million to EMT, $1 million to New York City Teachers Fund. 2014, you was named one of the top 10 model citizens for Beijing. Are you kidding me? Why haven't we covered that with the same tenacity that we covered the other stuff? That is statue worthy. That is 2 statues worthy. That is stamp worthy. That is Hall of Fame worthy. I appreciate you, brother, and the growth that you displayed and continue to display as an example for millions.
You know, when I pledged and I did the things that I did, and to come this far and to be in the space that I'm in, it was all part of God's amazing, beautiful plan. Because as I sit here today and live and breathe, I can say I'm truly at peace and I'm happy. We all got our issues. I've got my issues. I got my kids, whatever, but whatever's going on. But within my spirit, to cleanse and to be open in your mind and to be able to conform and adjust is super important on this planet, because when other human beings want to try to make you feel a certain way and they want to take things away from you and try to harm you in certain ways, you have to be strong enough to be able to not do that and not use force or harm or live the way how you grew up. You know what I'm saying? And to do it another way, and then to still come out and be like, "What's up? I'm at the game. What's good?" And sit front row and smile and say, "What's up?" But I don't gotta be on the court to be a dog. You could be a dog off the court too.
I hear that.
You in the Spike Lee seats now. We see you. We see you standing courtside acting the fool during playoff games and games in Madison Square Garden.
It's amazing. I mean, I cheer for you the same way at the crib. So it's you just seeing how I was acting. You saw it now. You seeing how I was going on when we was playing. Yeah.
Now I want to know. I know both of y'all are New York City point guards. Coming up, it's got to be some story. Y'all ever had some battles or cross paths?
Of course, we played against each other so many times.
Anything stand out?
I mean, the back down. That's it. I learned my back down from him. The back down. One down. Like, you scoring that, there ain't no more plays. Over. Check it out. Watch when somebody score a bucket on them. The play is over with. It's going side pick and roll. That's the side pick and roll that's the fake. Like, I didn't hear. We going bringing this up some way. I'm good. I'm bucket or down. Somebody getting a shot. That's pops for real.
The thing that stood out to me is, in my opinion, he's the most complete. Well, he's the only guy I can think of as complete as a New York City point guard. Jumper, the ability to drive, the ability to finish at the rim, the ability to handle, the ability to orchestrate a team, the ability to score 30 or 40 or 50 if you need it. He had no weaknesses, no flaws as a point guard. And in New York City, we normally play in the park, so we don't have jumpers when we first get onto the scene. He was complete from day one. And part of that, in my opinion, your older brothers, you had brothers that had flat out game, so that when you came out the lab, you was complete.
I try to tell people when I'm in China and I explain to them, because when another coach of basketball, they want to know like what really happened with your whole life. So I got a book, I got a couple of books out in China, and you give them like. My brother Eric was like, because my cousin, my oldest cousin Danny, he's a black belt, martial artist, and he taught my brother how to fight and taught him. And he took my brother do all of the karate, all of the stuff that you do when you're a young kid from doing karate, from martial arts. My brother learned all of that. And then my brother taught me all of that and put it in me from when I was 2 years old. So I was doing stretching and putting my head on the floor and doing 50 push-ups and doing all of that at a young age. So I had got so developed so fast, and then he had me running up the stairs 15 floors. And these little kids, no kids was doing that. You know what I'm saying? So you seeing a little kid running up the stairs doing all of the stuff, the same stuff that my brothers was doing. So when I was shooting the ball at 3 years old, people was looking like, how is that little kid shooting the basketball in the hoop? And my mother would be like, yeah, he was doing that, and people don't believe it, but that's what was going on. It's because his brothers did stuff that he did. So my mom, she just looked at it as normal because she seen it. So I'll tell the kids, people in China, I was really like a lab baby. Like, really, like, I didn't get the chance to, like, my brother mentally used to challenge me in high school. Like, oh, you said you wanted to go to the NBA, but you said you don't want to do this. Okay, so listen, I'm not going to waste my time. Don't wait. If you don't want to waste I'm not going to waste yours. So you told me you want to go to the NBA. I didn't say you got to go to the NBA. You told me that. And you going to ask me to come out here to do this? I don't got to do this. And I'm like, no, okay. So there's no skipping. So the mental part of that, right? You know what I'm saying? They mess with you like, oh yeah, so you're going to use the NBA for the rest of my life until I make it to the NBA. And people don't know. There are people who do that. And my brothers did that. My brother Don could shoot the ball. My brother Eric, he wasn't a great shooter, but my brother Don was a great shooter. He's like, you got to learn how to shoot the basketball. That's what I couldn't do. They said that I couldn't shoot from long range. You got to do that. So Don was a better shooter. But Don couldn't handle the basketball and dribble the ball like Juju and pass. So Juju couldn't shoot the basketball long, but he could make a shot from three. And then I looked at all of them and I'm like, you can't shoot. You could jump. You got everything. I'm like, hold up. I'm like, I got everybody all in one. And I guarantee you, I'm definitely not going to be. One thing they never going to say about me is that I can't shoot. So I started working it's a dude, his name is Terry. He used to take like 500 half-court jump shots for real though, right? But when he get in, them little three-point shots, them joints was easy for him. And it was just a park dude with a tight, I swear, his name is Ice. This dude around my face, his name is Ice, right? Always had a bad shorty with some tights on. Keep an account, yo. Keep an account of how many shots he missed and he make. I swear. And he would come to my neighborhood. He would come to my neighborhood down my way and shoot on our court when the lights went out. And I will be out there. I'll be out there. My brothers and somebody probably ran me to the store. I was happy to go to the store at night. Yeah, I'm going to the store. They playing. Yo, we told you to come upstairs 45 minutes ago. I'm on the court playing. So he will be out there shooting and I'll be there watching him. And I'm like, yo, this dude is really shooting from half court. And I said to him one day, I was like, yo, how you shoot from that far and make it that many times? He said, all in your legs, young fella. And I was like, all right. I'm like, and now he one of them dudes that remember the old school, the old school Nike bike, the running shorts,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That they wear, the running ones that the Nike used to make. They used to make like red and like the blue and not that many colors. And he used to wear those with a tight head or with a Jerry curl slick back with a tight bandana. And then he used to put like things around his arms to tie him around look like Hulk Hogan. And then he used to be out there shooting, jumping. One of them type dudes that you see at what's that? The beach in LA. Venice. You know those dudes they walking around mad strong with the like that, spraying their hair back in the days. He was that dude.
What was his name?
Ice.
He told you it's all in the legs?
All in the legs, young fella. And he was shooting from half court. And then that's what I started doing. I started practicing that. And I practiced that. And once I started shooting half court shots, people was like, yo, there's no way this kid is about to pull off. Oh, he made that shit.
I'm shocked
Swear
you
to God,
start
when I
saying
was like
ice.
13, 14 years old. Word. That's when I started shooting from half. But I think it's so important to be able to shoot when you from New York, because we come from like a hole in the wall. And if you could get out of that hole in the wall, it's like you good, because it's so many nice dudes on the playground that you play against. I tell dudes, this wasn't the dudes that I played against in AAU. It was the dudes like Gaddafi Alonzo, my brother that I grew up with, that we played against each other every day. And then after fight, like if we lose, somebody loses, right? You get into it. For real, I swear, we get into a real fist fight right after, and then go get a quart of water and a bag of chips. I promise, right? Mark, no, right? Or if you got 50, if you had a buck that day, you get a 50 cent half of 50 cent juice and a big bag of chips, Bonsons.
Yes, sir.
You feel me? But those were the people that really helped mold playing in Coney Island, going into the getting, because they know you can't go cry and complain and say nothing. And we in Coney Island, we play no foul. We play no fouls. It's different over there. It's little. It's now I'll be looking at the kids when they be playing. They be calling a scrape shot. I'm like, y'all not gonna call no foul? They be like, this how you grew up and played. Chill. My brother Don, I'm like, one day I was like, yo, Don, the little kids. He was like, man, that's how you grow up. Get out of here, man. I had to like flip back in the Coney Island mind frame, and I'm like, wow, we really did this. Like, and then you go play other people, they be like, yo, you play wow, you play with your elbows and you throw elbows. And I'm like, what do you mean? I play wow. The referee didn't call that.
Wow.
I could do that.
My question to you is, how does a kid from Coney Island get to Georgia Tech?
Wow. I was going to Syracuse.
Really?
I was going to Syracuse. Yeah, I was going to. You remember Rob Johnson? You gotta know
Yes.
Rob Johnson. Okay. Everybody know Fat Rob. All right. So he was big on, trying to get Juju to go to Syracuse, but Juju scores, whatever. So I was going to the camps religiously. Once I went to one Syracuse game, I was done. 40,000 people, the dome, loud screaming. I'm like, it's over. I'm Syracuse all day, done. Bam came. He basically, I guess, I really wanted to ask him, like, well, what happened? Why are you coming to my house and 5 minutes into my visit, you said, well, we're not gonna start you.
He didn't say
Both of
that.
my brothers, I promise to God, both of my brothers, Eric and Don, they both got up and left. I looked at him, I said, I was like, why you say that? I was like, out of all things, you could have said, we're not gonna give you no money. That right there, that probably would have been better. I mean, now you can say it. NIL is crazy. They getting. I mean, come on. But
who was their starting guard?
I think they signed Lazara. What's his name? I don't know.
It doesn't matter. He wasn't
I think
Stephon
Michael
Marbury.
Lloyd. I don't know. I don't remember. All I know is I wanted to go there. That's all I knew.
You know the crazy thing we have in similar. I was going to Syracuse. I went on a visit, and Jim Boeheim told me, once I saw 40,000 people there, and I saw the campus, I was like, this is ridiculous. This is crazy. Jim Boeheim said to me, if I was you, I wouldn't come here. But he had Pearl Washington, so it was understandable. Even though I'm thinking we'd play together.
Okay, that's the only thing that I
was brutally honest.
I could only think that it was because he had another guard or he had somebody. I don't know. Maybe he was being loyal to the person. It never came out, and I don't think no one ever asked him. I don't think because there wasn't really nothing to ask because I kind of went off the radar. So now it's surfacing up because Melo asked me because Melo Syracuse. So when I say that, I like want to kind of like ask Melo, yo, have you ever asked about that up there? Because I know somebody heard that when they watched your show. I know they watched your show. You know what I'm saying? So I'm kind of like looking at it. I'm like, But anyway, it worked out the way how I tell people all the time. They say people ask me, "Oh, would you change?" I'm like, up until this point, this second, I would not one thing. And I've had a lot of money. Nope, don't make. I could have been making billions of dollars based upon if I would have basically sold my mother soul. I wasn't doing that. Obviously, I wasn't kissing nobody ass. And I'm not kissing nobody ass to blow fast. That's dead out. I'm good. I got my principle and my character of what I believe and what I think about what I think. So for me to like be in this space, but with the opportunity to be in position to, because this what you see, this lens is not just what it's doing on the glasses. It don't just do it on the glasses. It do it on all windows and all of New York and all of the world. Okay, so I don't gotta elaborate on that. I think that could be understood, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So it's in motion with banks to be able to see if this is something that could be utilized. So, it's amazing because the founder, he was like, wow, I didn't know you know so many people. And I'm like to myself, I'm like, I didn't know I know so many people. I'm like, but when you have something and you know what you got, and you like, oh, I know who would like this, who will want to see this, which people, you know what I'm saying? From building those relationships. That's why I said I told one dude, he was like, yo, they showing you mad love in New York. I said, trust me, I wasn't that bad. I said, I said I wasn't that bad. I'm like, damn. I'm like, I was, they call. I said I was just the most reviled athlete voted by 200 dudes that do not look like me. Okay, let's put it like that. So if we are in this space where people are saying that I'm this based upon their feeling in this moment right now, because I'm not the typical athlete that sits and just it's different. You know what I'm saying? I'm willing to leave and go to another country. Basically, I was that guy, and now everyone is okay with that, and I'm okay with that as well. And it's the truth. You feel me? Like I came in peace. And I left in peace, and I came back in peace. It wasn't nothing personal. But if you come for me, I'm gonna do what I do.
I feel that. Well, getting back to the game, it's changed a lot. And I know now it's more three-pointers, a lot faster pace. I want to know what a prime Stephon Marbury, what type of numbers would he put up in today's game?
Everybody asked that. Like somebody asked, what would Allen do? And I was like, all these guys will do big numbers. Me, I think I will adjust towards whatever it is that I do now. I will put just whatever I did after that. I just wanted the opportunity to play with a bunch of nice dudes and on one NBA team. I did that and I won. And I made a decision not to stay in this place that I was at because of life reasons. But I'm okay perfectly with playing the way how everything played, right? But when people ask me, I'm like, man, how would it have been to play with dudes that when you drive and you pass it, it's gonna go in all the time? That's different,
Yeah, yeah,
right? To play with a guy like Steph Curry, to play with a guy like uh Klay Thompson, to play with Paxson, to play with guys like Mark Price, to play with guys like Hodges, right? Dan Marley. to be able to feed those type of players and to be able to do that as a guard when you go to the basket, Mark, no, it's like you got to make a decision, and that's all the game is. You make a decision. And when I look at today's game, I'm like, it's a lot of stuff that I see. When I look at it, I'm like, wow, these kids don't really know how to really play. If they really knew how to play, like when I say play from angles and coming off pick and roll and even on defense, like it will help save so much time. And I don't even really so much think that they don't really know how to play. I just think that they are lazy and they're not consistent in doing what it is that they're supposed to be doing, because the teachings in the NBA are very, very simple when you're at this level. It's not hard. All you got to do is watch the game. When you watch the game, if Mark saw something and he watched the play, he could tell what happened right after one frame on why they scored, right? And then he could say, oh, but that was great defense. They just had better offense, right? You can get down to where it's like, oh, we came on pick and roll. We're showing hard on pick and roll. You show hard on pick and roll. The ball went uphill. The guard got under. He's back in front of the ball. But now what we do after we're in front of the basketball? Okay, the ball is swung. Now the ball is driving to go downhill to go middle. We stop middle. He reversed. The ball stops. He go baseline. Weak side comes. Stop the basketball. Okay, they kick the basketball out. Steph Curry get an open 3-point shot. You can deal with that. You feel what I'm saying? You can deal with that. But you're not going to be able to deal with you letting people score off of coming off pick and roll, they downhill, and then now we getting dunks and lobs consistently. This is where I want to see the game change at. And that is where the FIBA rules come in at. From me coaching in FIBA, from seeing it, I'm like, oh, if they had the NBA where they had like a quarter where you could play one thing. You could play like zone and man, or like not just man, like you could play without a legal defense call. Because they changing the game now and they playing with the game right now. So why not add stuff in there that has meaning to it? Like the 4-point shot, why not add it? It's a dope shot. If somebody's shooting jump shots they're gonna train to shoot them, and it's gonna look even doper because it's gonna open the court even more. It's gonna create more space.
Do you have a problem with, is a different story if Stephon Marbury comes down, stops at the 3-point line or the 4-point line, elevate? That's a good shot. If I did it, it's not a good shot.
I mean, I wouldn't say that. You first of all, maybe if you elevate it, but you can hit a rhythm shot if somebody.
You sound like Ice now.
If somebody threw you a kick out off of the ball going in the post, and you had your feet set, and they threw you the basketball, I'll take my chances on you making it. I actually got confidence in you knocking that down, especially from the third quarter to the end of the game. But first quarter, I just want you doing what you do. Passing, shooting, layups, all that. Third, fourth quarter, I want you to shoot them shots. I got confidence, but first half, if you make a three at the beginning of the game, I'm like, oh, we rolling tonight. Action tonight.
Tell me how much do you enjoy coaching?
I enjoy coaching my first year because we won. We went to the playoffs my first year, but we had good players. So I enjoyed it from the teaching aspect of giving kids the opportunity to learn and grow. You know, what I always try to teach the kids to do things so that they can be consistent, so that they can measure. Because if you can measure, then you can get better. You can't get better if you can't measure. And if you don't know how to measure yourself, you really can't. You can't rely on just a coach and other people telling you. You got to know within yourself from you establishing a work habit and a work ethic. And I taught my kids that. And when I left, they were like, yo, it's just different. And I'm like, well, my stuff is different from what other coaches are going to do, because I'm giving you everything that I learned from playing basketball. They're giving you what they need to give you to try to win, because I was a new coach. You know what I'm saying? So I enjoyed the teaching part of giving them what I understood. I didn't enjoy the part of not having good players and trying to draw and diagram plays for guys who can't go left. I got to put them on this side of the court and do all of that. I didn't enjoy that part because they couldn't do certain things. I feel like as a pro, you should be able to at least do the basic things to be able to do what you need to do to be functional as a professional basketball team. And I had to submit to the fact that my thinking of how I was coaching was more sophisticated and it was a little more complex because I mean people don't know I'm a real basketball dude. I'm not just like I just hoop. I'm for real about basketball. And then, like some guys can coach. Like I can coach, but I gotta coach good players. That's what I came to the conclusion of. I can't coach
Mm-hmm.
guys when I'm trying to teach them to try to get them to all formulate and come together and win and play. You can't do that when you're playing professional basketball. You gotta, if you're trying to just grow with the team and do all of that, cool, but they want to win. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you want to win, but it's not like we can trade and get players from other places. Like they grow up in a system. So those players are the players, right? And then you get some players from other places, but if that team is giving away a good player, obviously, if they're giving you a player, obviously it's not going to be one of their best players. So it's not like you can go trade. Like I could go say, oh, I want to trade for Giannis right now, and I'm going to give you this for that. It ain't none of that going on. No. So it's different.
Let me ask you about a couple of guys.
All right.
Let me ask you about a couple of guys. You played in McDonald's All-American game with KG, Kevin Garnett, the great Kevin Garnett, and also Paul Pierce. Talk about your experience in the McDonald's game with those guys.
I mean, killers. I mean, what they are, what they were, what they did. They 95. We talked about all of that stuff. Like we were super clairvoyant in what we thought and felt about basketball and had no problem with expressing it. That whole class, you got to think, is KG, Paul Pierce, Ron Mercer, Wayne Turner, Chauncey Billups, Sharif Abdul Rahim, Tractor Trailer,
Antoine Jameson?
myself, Antoine Jameson, Vince Carter. Like that 95 class it's a slew of other dudes. So, we were part of that generation of kids that were coming up and coming in that were really impacting high school to the point where KG was being regarded as leaving school early, like as he did, and then myself, I was going to college. I wanted to go to college, but you look at all of those dudes that came in that class. It was tough. It was hard. So those two dudes. They represented that class, that era, and went on to win a championship together, which is so dope because I know that we all was clicked. All of us was all clicked up. That whole basically 12 dudes who played Hoop Summit, we all was basically at all of the same camps, pretty much all American camp. So
did you know right away that did you know right away that KG had a different battery? Like he was cut from a different cloth?
Yeah. I knew that. We talked about that. And my brother gave me some stuff too. My oldest brother Eric they used to talk when Eric because Kev used to come to Coney Island. Kev used to be in CI with us playing in the snow. He was playing in the snow with us one day. He was like, "Yeah, y'all really do it for real." I was like, "Yeah, this is what we do." So he came to CI. He's in the projects, and he talked to my brother. My brother gave him some gas. He put some real battery fluid in him, and then he was already that though. He was already an animal. The thing about Kev is he's very disciplined at being disciplined. Like he knows how to stay structured and doing what he needs to do for himself to do it. His body needs to do. I'm like, yo, you stretch in the morning and everything, man. I stretch every day. I'm like, and then I'm kind of like thinking like, this dude's so tall and big, he gotta stretch. That's what I was thinking. But then to come to find out, I'm like, if I would have been doing that, I would have saved probably some years of my life on my basketball career. I mean, I played 22 years, so I'm thankful for the length that I played. But it's one thing, like I tell people, I played basketball at a high level for a long time with no pain on the court. Like to play pain free from understanding how to take care of your body, from doing the things that you need to do to be able to play at a high level while you're like, if you got something that hurt, it's something that's just one area, but everything else is handled. Like everything is has the proper dorsiflexion in your ankles, you got the right rotation in your hips, all of the things that you need to do to make sure your body is moving the proper way. I did those things, but if I would have been stretching and doing yoga and doing all of that, now the next generation of players, they have all of that. And Kev was doing that, which is why he had to, for big guys, running like that, playing like how he played, jumping. Kev is like defense for real, like everywhere, talking, running, blocking shots, running the court, hitting the lane, throwing the ball to the guard, getting it back, getting the lob, dunking, getting back on defense, running back, then blocking the shot. That's him. That's his game. He don't know nothing else. You know what I'm saying? And it's nothing to see. Like seeing him play the way how he play, I'm not. But seeing him do anything, win an MVP, that's no shock. It's like that's easy. Like he should be doing that. Like that is like, oh yeah, Kev gonna be getting easy MVPs and defensive player of the years and winning championships. That's something that you kind of like foresee for a guy like that, because it's rare to see guys that can do the things that he did at that size. You know what I'm saying? But you can't teach that passion. You can't teach that. That's like Ray Lewis, right? Yeah, like Ray Lewis, you can't. I was talking about him today about Atlanta when I was in Atlanta with all the stuff that happened, but whatever. He not with him because nothing happened, but during that time, all of that mess happened. But speaking of Ray Lewis, speaking about him and that energy and that passion, you can't teach that. When you hear that, that's inside of the game. Like that's come out. It's like that's in there. That's not going nowhere. Right? So it's a different wire. Kev is like that. It's like different people like that. He's like that.
You talked about KG coming out to Coney Island. We had a guest recently, in Tim Hardaway, another legend, and he said that Chicago's best could beat New York's best. I need to know your thoughts.
Well, I don't think that, but that's okay.
Said I don't think that. I'm in agreement with you.
Right. I don't think that.
Let me ask you about, you talk about KG's size and his impact. It's another guy that we can use that same thing to identify with. And you had encounters with him on the court, the great Allen Iverson. Talk about your respect for him.
I mean, is there anybody on earth better than him that played basketball from that size down? I never seen anything like it. I mean, I think Allen and Kobe. I mean, I could watch our whole draft class, but I think Allen and Kobe are the two dudes you could literally just like watch as a basketball game. Like, oh, I'm watching that if I see that on TV. If they don't have no jersey on, you just would like watch that. You feel me? Like,
absolutely.
You don't take their name and their number off, and if you was just watching the dude on TV, you'd be like, that right there is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Like that's basically like how I look at them dudes. Because when you look at Allen and you see, cause Mark, like he's not like one of them like strong dudes. And when you hit him and you touch him, you know that he's not strong. But then it seemed like on offense, it's like the longer he on offense, you know how kryptonite work, right? And then soon as he get the basketball, it's like he get all of the energy. Then he turned into this big ass monster. And then when defense come, he go down. And but he was the ultimate juggernaut, man. That dude is. I ain't never seen nothing like that on earth in basketball. Not me. I never seen nobody play basketball like that at that size and do that. No, I ain't never seen it. He the only person I ever seen play basketball that do stuff like that.
With that being said, who's your GOAT basketball player?
Jordan.
He just like I'm in agreement.
What?
No, this guy.
No, it's great. Look, this question is great for every podcast. It should be a standard question. This should be an automatic question on every podcast for every player. As soon as they get off the podcast, it should be automatic by law. Who is
You got to answer.
the best basketball player who you think is the GOAT? Now, I love other people's answers when they say somebody other than Jordan and Kobe. I mean Jordan and LeBron, because I always used to never put LeBron with Jordan. I used to always say between Kobe and Jordan, who you think is better? Because the mirror of that is so unbelievable that a human being can literally go and use a basketball and make the same moves and have the same mannerisms. For somebody to do that is unbelievable. And I mean, I picked Jordan first, but I think I picked Kobe second, and I couldn't pick him first because it's a copy. Okay. And it wasn't original, but he had originality in his game. Okay. Don't get it twisted. Kobe game is original, but he added Michael Jordan game to it. I say it like that because I say it in order so nobody won't get it twisted. Okay. And when I look at Kobe, I'm like, how is LeBron better than Jordan when he not better than Kobe? I'll be trying to figure that out. I'm like, why are we really having a basketball conversation? I mean, and they get mad at me and they say I'm like, I don't like LeBron because he said something about my shoes. I said, man, come on, man. This is straight. This is basketball. This is straight basketball. Okay. Now I go by like this from your brain when you play basketball. All right. When you watch Kobe play and you watch LeBron play, it's two different styles. Okay. It's two different thinkings. LeBron is pure 6'8 juggernaut, 280, different, wired, complete different, strong ox, everything. Kobe is a real, like designed, like, okay, let's think about how articulate he is as far as his brain, because he speaks another language. So that one, he sees the world differently. Culturally, he speaks another language. So the wisdom that's inside of him from him living abroad, along with playing soccer, footwork, completely different, right? Forget if he played on a team or not. Just he played, he understand the functionality of it. So footwork wise, you can see when he's on the court and how he plays the game, right? It's an art to shoot like those crazy ass shots that he make. Whatever he does, I wouldn't even try. Okay, that's not my game. All right, I stay in your lane. I tried that one time and shot an air ball. I was like, I'm good. Like that's not. I tried practicing that, like working on that. I'm like, it looked good because the way they do it, it looked good. I like to cross and go to the basket and shoot flawless. But when you break this dude game down and you look at it, you like this dude has like the same type of ideology and kind of like what Jordan has. And when you break down the science of what he understands and what he learned from Dean Smith. Okay. When you have this type of platform as a basketball player and you're taught from iconic human beings who play the game, right? And Kobe being young, playing professional basketball at a young age. You put these two dudes in the category. No disrespect to LeBron because he supersedes because he did and doing all the way he did from high school. So I'm saying he supersedes all of what these guys have done because of that. It's different. But when we talk about as a basketball player, it's not the same. My man LeBron James, he scores a lot of 2-pointers, so his field goal percentage is super high. From you know how many dunks he got? I guarantee you, he got more than 1,000 dunks. Man, do you know what 1,000 dunks? Would you know what 1,000 dunks would do to your field goal percentage? Me and Mark, your dad is a grasshopper. Okay, your dad is a grasshopper, right? Okay, right. The ones that don't jump. All right. So you know how hard it is for us to score 2 points every night for a guard? It's super duper hard to score 2 points in the NBA. Right? So you gotta know how to shoot. You gotta have that mid range. Dude, the kid said, yo, why you keep saying LeBron James can't shoot? I said, dude, he shot a fucking air ball at the free throw line. Not once, not twice. He did it more than 3 times. He shot an air ball at the free throw line. I said, you ever seen Jordan shoot a free throw at the air ball line? They said, yeah, he shot one. I said, okay, that's still Jordan though. They was like, see, y'all old heads, that's Jordan. I was like, that's right. He can't do no wrong. They was like, that's not fair. That's not fair. I said, look, I'll give it to you like this. If LeBron had a great field 3-point shooting percentage last year, right? The guy got mad at me because I said he should. This is year 20. I said, don't you think by year 20 he should have this should be there? I said it took him 20 years. I said, that's great. He said, oh, you hating. I said, look, I'm making a joke and I'm playing. I said, of course LeBron can shoot. I said, but he's not a great shooter. I said, LeBron James is the best all-around player that this game will ever see. It won't be nobody like him. But he will never be better than Michael Jordan. I'm sorry.
And with that, he puts his bag back
me.
on.
I mean, I get irritated talking about it sometimes because I'm like, how can't you guys see this? I'm like, the program can't be that deep. It's impossible. I was like, oh, you guys just. I said, first of all, if Jordan played with these rules, I said I think David Stern will come back to life. If these rules could be applied and you put this with that, I'm like, man, this is ridiculous. It's literally, and the players say they literally like they can't literally. Can you imagine a guy going to the basket and he's looking at him like you can't touch me and going to the basket and then when they touch you, you get an and one. Can you imagine? I played against Derek Harper. Oh my God. He rip you, he grab you and then rip you, and the referee can see he grab you. Can you imagine? That's who I played against. I was like, he told me he was gonna rip me. I was like, nah, you ain't gonna rip me. It's like I bet 100 on it. I was like, he's like, bring that 100 to the hotel, young fella. I was like, nah, you ain't gonna rip me. We played against him. He was your calm. He didn't get me that game, right? I was like, yo, that 100. He was like, don't worry, you're gonna bring it back to me. We played against them. Second time we played against him, I forgot all about the bet. Half court. Hit me. I tried to turn. Scoop. Yo, do you know when he went to the basket, he slowed down. He ripped me in open court by myself. Like everybody, the worst is to get ripped when you up running the offense. I got ripped 3 times like that. I got ripped 2 times like that in the game, and I got Will Bynum, and he reminded me of that. and I reminded him that in China. Yup. I sent home crying.
That's the
Got
New
your
York
gift
City
back.
coming out. That's the Coney Island coming out.
I sent home. I told all of them, get the out of here. This whole team. This whole team. I told all of them, get the out of here. All y'all, get the out of Beijing. Them mad as hell at me. Excuse my language.
You sent him packing? He said,
He said that's the Coney Island. It came out. I held it in for a long time.
oh, man.
Hey, bro. It's been awesome, man. You are an absolute
Oh
legend.
my God.
For real.
You are an absolute legend. We love and appreciate
Thanks
you and
for
all
being-
that you do and continue to do. Continue blessings. Give our love to the family, man. Thank you so much for joining us. The great
Love
Stephon
and light.
Marbury.
Love and light. Love and light. Stay blessed. Thank you, Fat.
Get out of here.
Peace.
Man, what an awesome episode. Y'all don't forget, shouts out to our sponsors, Underdog. Go ahead and click the link in the description. They're matching a first-time deposit of up to $1,000. You'll also get a special pick. Also, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We appreciate y'all.
Remember, I was on a plane not long ago. Perfect conditions, sky beautiful, wonderful day, and the same exact conditions where I was headed. But we sat on the runway for over an hour. Minutes later, got on the microphone, flight was delayed, and then ultimately the flight was canceled. I asked the stewardess why. She said because they found something under the hood that didn't allow us to take off. You think I'm talking about a plane? I'm talking about you. That bitterness, that nastiness, that jealousy, that hatred is all on the inside, and it's stopping you from taking off. And it's not just impacting you, it's impacting other folks around you that's trying to get to their destination. It's time to clean it up. It's time to take off and get to your destination. Blessings.